And we're live. Holy cannoli. So the Dow breaks 44,000 for the first time. The S&P 500, 6,000 barrier shattered. The Nasdaq yesterday posted its fourth straight record Monday. Bitcoin smashes through 89,000, almost at 90,000. So what the heck is going on here? Is this all the Trump effect, or what is driving these markets higher? Well, we have a lot to cover today. And with that said, welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark. Today is Tuesday, November the 12th. That is correct. And in this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. And Mark, geez, now I need to connect my iPad because nobody sees anything. Let's see if I forgot to test it because I'm back in the office. And let us see if it pops up here so that we see what the markets are doing. Well, that is an interesting one. Otherwise, we have to go for plan B. No, there it comes. All right.
There we go.
Here we go. So, I brought up the Dow above 44,000, the S&P yesterday above 6,000, right now trading slightly below. What's happening here?
Well, election, Fed, earnings coming to an end, but I saw that going back to 1928, it was the third best presidential election week for the S&P 500. There you go. Look at that. Perfect timing there. The only two times the markets did better back in 1932 when Franklin D. Roosevelt won, and also, surprisingly, but when Joe Biden beat Trump in 2020. So Trump's not going to like that one.
Okay, well, yeah, and it's really interesting. So thanks to Bespoke for providing the statistics, because we talked about it, what the stock market typically does after an election week. And we looked at it, and yeah, there were a few weeks where we were a little bit higher. But this time it's all up, up and away. Look at this.
Yeah.
If you look at the week after, over the last 44 years, 2%, 2.97%, 5.23. This is where after Biden got elected, right? That's where you were just talking about it. But yeah, wow, what a week! What a week!
Crazy, up and away, and everything's moving. Gosh, Bitcoin and crypto going crazy. I don't know if you want to talk about that yet, but wow.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's bring it up. Look at this, almost a parabolic move that we had here over the last few days. And we went as high as 89,993. So just $7 shy of the 90,000, making new all-time highs. Crazy.
Yeah. New records. Now, interesting to see. Well, this isn't so surprising, but you got to take a look at coin too. So, right, the crypto effect, not only just Bitcoin, but Coinbase on a monster move higher there since the election, kind of mimicking that move with Bitcoin up almost 60% from those levels before the election.
Yeah, and if you look back a little bit more in 2023, look at this, when it was trading at 40, right now up 800% since the beginning of 2023.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, it's really interesting that Ethereum is not yet participating there. So it seems to be fairly contained to Bitcoin. Ethereum, as we can see here, still trading well below the highs that were established in the beginning of, oh, wait, let's see. Was it beginning of 2024? I want to zoom out a little bit more. No, look at this. At some point we were trading at 4,600, and right now still trading at 3,200.
Yeah, but you want to know what is moving?
What is moving?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin? Oh my gosh. Whee! Oh my gosh. Look at this. Still not as much as during the hype when it first was introduced, and Wall Street Bets was still super, super active. But wow, what a move here.
Yeah, look at that.
That's the market cap. Hold on, I need to just pull up the here on Coinbase against the dollar. There we go. Yeah. What was that? Did you see that? Did you
Oh
see that?
yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to Bitcoin, and then you bring up Doge on Coinbase. Oh, now the
This
little
is the
doggy
first
doesn't come
time.
back.
Yeah.
And there
No,
was a
I
dog
I, I
dancing
pulled.
in there.
I saw
What
it.
the heck? What the heck? Yeah, but
Trading
I
you
mean,
haven't seen.
also back to the indices, the Russell. I mean, the Russell right now approaching. Is it approaching already all-time highs? I think we're getting close to all-time highs in the Russell that has been lacking here. So small caps also driving this rally. So this rally is very broad-based.
It is. It is. And it will be interesting to see exactly what takes shape this week. Will we get more of a continuation and follow through, or a bit of a pause here because it was so much so fast? And there's some data this week that could pause or disrupt, not necessarily send us into a tailspin, but could disrupt this move higher.
Yeah. So today we had the NFIB Small Business Index coming in, a yellow flag report, not that important, but showing that the economy is still chugging along. I mean, coming in better than expected. Even the RCM TIPP economic optimism coming in better than expected. And again, these are not market moving reports, but they're just providing us an indication that the economy is strong. And we see that today, lots of Fed members speaking and want to provide some more insight about what happened last Thursday, when the Fed lowered interest rates by another quarter percentage point.
Yeah, Fed speak week for sure. Everybody chiming in, sharing their thoughts. And you never know if there's something that catches investors off guard. I don't expect a whole lot of craziness or, something conflicting what we already know. There's also that inflation data on Wednesday and Thursday.
Inflation data tomorrow, CPI, and on Wednesday, PPI. So, I mean, even if it comes in a little bit hotter, we know that the Fed is looking at the core PCE or the PCE price index that came in at 2.1%. The Fed wants to see 2%. So, I mean, even if it ticks up a little bit, I don't think that this will derail the markets. I think markets will be shrugging it off unless we will see a trend over the next few data points that we are moving higher again.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think that there's anything that's going to catch investors off guard, and instead a trend. So 2, 3 readings that could be an issue, but for this time, I don't expect anything crazy. But you never know if there's a little bit of an overreaction.
Yeah. However, looking at the Fed Watch tool, very, very interesting because this is where we see the traders right now believe, you know what, the Fed could actually pause. Look at this. 65% are for lowering probabilities of lowering another quarter percentage point. 35% that the Fed might keep interest rates the same at the next meeting.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where Powell said that the election wouldn't have any effect on immediate monetary policy decisions, right? But there's also some concern that tariffs, and although Trump's policy could be good for economic growth, it could be bad for inflation. That's to be seen. But I wonder if some investors are thinking that the Fed might pause if inflation data isn't coming down at this point, just to kind of have a little more ammunition down the road if they need to.
Yeah, and I mean, we see that for the January meeting, I mean, the majority here is for no cut. I mean, only 22% that in the January meeting we will see another cut. And this is where I agree. I think traders are jumping the gun here. I mean, I listened to Powell's press conference and he said, listen, I mean, if first of all, he said very clearly, okay, if anything happens, it first becomes a draft for law, and they say we're looking into this. Then it passes. What is it? The House first, yes. Then it goes to the Senate, right? Oh, I should have my stuff straight, but you get the idea. So it's not happening immediately. It's not that January, in the first week of January, we'll see a bunch of tariffs. And this is where Paul said, of course, we're looking into this. Of course, we will factor this in. And I don't believe that this will affect what they're doing in the December meeting. For me, it is still clear that there's a 0.25% cut in the December meeting. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's also the fact that some of Trump's aggressive talk about tariffs could actually not be put into action, right? You know, it could be that strong wording, "This is what I'm going to do," is meant to bring China to the table to negotiate, to talk through, where do we go from here? And so some would argue that everything that he said he would do isn't going to happen. I mean, that's to be seen. We'll find out. But at any rate, whether you like it or not, whether it's good or bad for inflation, it does create some conflict where there needs to be some resolution. And it's a good way to bring another party to the table to negotiate.
Yeah. Anyhow, at this point, markets are not too concerned because if you look at the VIX, the fear index, I mean, the fear index just keeps falling right now below 15 again after trading higher. Let's go to the 200-day moving average and see. And oh my gosh, look at this. Right now, we are trading below the 200-day moving average again after having one of the longest streaks above the 200-day moving average. Right now, again, dipping below.
Yeah, this is a little unfortunate. Not a big deal, but it's nice to have a little volatility as an option seller trying to get that premium there. Let's see where we're at next couple of weeks.
Yeah. All right. Let's actually hop in and take a look at our positions. Oh, should we talk about Home Depot for a moment? Home Depot
Yeah.
reporting earnings this morning, first higher, now pulling a little bit back. And this is because they say, okay, sales are improving, but consumers are still cautious about spending, especially on larger projects.
And that's it. I mean, I looked at this and it's it's interesting, but they also they offered better guidance, right? So they offered better guidance on full year sales, so there is that spending taking place. But interesting to hear that investors or shoppers, consumers, are holding off on some of the bigger expenditures out there.
Yeah, because I mean, many of these will probably be financed or at least being put on credit cards. And I mean, with interest rates still being high, that makes projects much, much more expensive. All right, let's hop over to the WTF analyzer. And we do have an exit signal today. EXC, Exelon Corporation, has an exit signal today, entering at 38.07 and this morning opening up at 38.27. A small win if you had taken it. Both you and I decided to skip this one. So we are not exiting this morning because we were never in this position.
Yep.
However, the positions that we are in, AMT, that is a position that you decided to enter on a pullback, and it's dipping a little bit more.
Yeah, I was hoping that on the bigger dip and that we'd snap back to that 200-day moving average. Not the case so far.
Yeah, you entered at around 200. The original entry signal at 213. You entered at
Yep.
200, so you're in a much better spot, and it is time for AMT to snap back. I mean, real estate, come on. Then we also have CEG, Constellation Energy Corp, and both you and I decided to skip the signal because we did receive a warning that it has been trading for less than 5 years. Therefore, we only have limited data, recommend not to trade it. So we both skip this one. And Johnson & Johnson, that's another one that you decided to take last Friday, I believe, right?
Yes. Not pulling back a little bit more below that 200-day, so hoping to see it snap back.
Yeah. And then we have KO, Coca-Cola. We are both in this one. And Coca-Cola, still waiting for it to make a move. Right now trading below the 200-day moving average. We actually, here with this, we added to the original position. And I did not enter it in my trading log, it seems. Because it still says that I have a cost basis of 67.38, and this is my original fill. So I need to enter this one, because this would bring down our cost basis, I believe, to around 65-ish. Does that sound about right?
63.72 was the ad there, and that would bring us to 65.55.
65.55. So just slightly above the 200-day moving average. So Coca-Cola today up 0.2%. When the markets are flat, I'll take this. We'll see what happens there. Hopping over to our wheel positions. So first up, CSIQ, and we knew that CSIQ after the election would be a little bit a tougher ride for CSIQ, finding some support at the 12th level. We now have triple support at the 12th level. So right now, CSIQ, let's go. And you have tested this 12th level long enough. Let's go.
I agree. I mean, we're seeing good support here, but now's the time to make a move. The overreaction is over. Now is an opportunity.
Yeah. Still have 23 days until earnings, so still a little bit, and that earnings hopefully can provide some catalyst to the upside. Then our oil and gas plays. For you, BP, today dipping a little bit after you received a dividend, or not yet, but the dividend will be paid. Let's see. Can't hit it right now. There we go. Oh, on December 20th. Pretty late. 48 cents.
A little bit, but I'll be in it then.
Yeah. So diving a little bit lower today with crude oil moving lower, down 2.9%. Nothing for you to do here.
Nope.
HAL also today. Oh, HAL is hanging in there again, up 0.5%. So HAL, after completing this triple bottom here, 1, 2, 3, right? We see that now it is moving higher towards our break even, and let's go. Let's go above the break even, and then see if we can sell calls against our position here again.
Exactly, headed in the right direction.
Head in the right direction, and calls a little bit all over the place on Friday. No, yesterday. Coles had a phenomenal day, up 6.7%. Today, kind of hanging in there, slightly down, a little bit all over the place. And we know this, that Coles does have some volatility. This is why I like trading it. As you can see, my cost basis is here, break even here right now, trading below the break even. But Coles, now is the way, now is the time to make a move here. And we do have retail sales data reporting on Friday. That could help.
Yeah.
The Coles position here.
Well, we'll have to see. Retail starts to pick up a little bit, and the biggie on Friday for retail, hour before the opening bell.
Yep. And then Merck. Merck seems to find some support somewhere around here, 100, 101. So this is the support level that we are seeing here. And also for Merck, come on, little buddy, move higher here. Now you're done. I mean, let's make a bottom here and then move higher, but nothing to do. And UPS, come on, UPS, are you kidding me? Say something, Mark. Say something to UPS. Say something to the current UPS.
Traders just wanted a true gap fill, and now that we have a true gap fill, it can move higher.
Now that we have this true gap fill, okay. Let's move higher again. I mean, nothing for us right now to do. So this is where, as you can see, my break even is at 133.27. So trading slightly below my break even. But yeah, would be nice to finally continue its march higher here. Let's do this.
Goes ex-dividend on Monday, so another $1.63 in dividends. That works.
All right. I collected a lot in dividends already on UPS. Not that this was the goal, but hey, I mean, it always helps, brings down the break even. All right.
Yeah.
Now we'll take a look at the markets and what is happening today after we have a really kind of lackluster start into the day, moving a little bit lower. So let's see what happens. But before we do, it is the time of the day for our dad jokes. So what do you have for us today, Mark?
Where is the best place for a king to keep his armies?
I don't know.
In his sleeveys.
Okay, I like this one. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What did 0 say to 8?
What?
Nice belt.
All right.
All right. Well, you'll be the judge and let us know after the show. What did you like better? And here we see a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500, and we see we are trading at session lows. We are trading at session lows in the Dow. We are trading at session lows in the Nasdaq, and we are trading at session lows in the Russell. And I mean, honestly, I'm not too surprised after this massive run up in all of the indices that today we see a little bit of profit taking. And also waiting for the Fed speakers that are talking this afternoon to get a little bit more insight. Okay, since Powell said he is not factoring in the election, what do other Fed members see? What do they think about it? And this is where we have today. We have Waller speaking right now. Then we have Barkin, Kashkari, Harker, and Barkin again. I mean, geez, he's busy, or she. Can't remember if it is he or she. And then let's see. Do we have Mester? Because she's usually the one. No, she's not speaking this week because she's usually the one and pouring a little bit of cold water on these high hopes and expectations. But I'm surprised that she's not speaking.
Interesting.
Anyhow, we'll see. So I mean, it will be an interesting week. So how much higher can the markets go? Or is it time for a pullback right now? Well, you don't want to miss it. So this is why subscribe to the show, because we'll be live again tomorrow morning. Hope that you enjoyed today. If you do, give us a like. If you feel that this is information worth sharing, there's a share button somewhere here. Please share it with others. We would really appreciate it. And with that said, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Happy trading, everybody.